Beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another episode of the Ignite Your Purpose Show podcast, vlog, chinwag, where us, the Longevity Brothers, spit venom on the daily, basically about longevity through health. We are Ignite Your Purpose, and what we do is very simple. It is a mix of the mental, physical, and spiritual knowledge, the mind, body, soul trifecta. Every day we try to simply be better than the day before. And it's all based on health. It's all based on what we can do for ourselves and not allowing not blaming, shouldn't say allowing, not blaming some external force, because that responsibility starts with us. I want to speak to you about this. I grew up on the east coast of Canada. I was born out there. And some of you may have heard of everything going on with General Motors down in the States as well as here. And this morning, a friend of mine had sent me I don't know if you'd call it an independent interview and an independent mini doc on and I'll try and include it if I can find it in the show notes, but basically of just interviewing people that worked at the plant, right? The plant in Oshawa, Ontario, which, to be honest, I had family members, actually my father even worked in that plant back in the day before we moved out west, my grandfather. So I know the area, I know the type of people. And although I'm not educated on exactly, why GM's doing what it's doing, I've heard both sides of the story. I've heard, with unions, the wages are high. I've heard both sides of the story. Having said that, I watched this mini documentary and coming from the awareness point of view. So I myself am watching, but in an awareness state, I almost sit back here watching how I'm reacting to what they're saying. And I was, again, because I've been there, because I have family have worked there, seeing the pain on these people's faces. One of the gentlemen, absolutely in tears, said that, his kids are at an age where he's trying to put them through school, and he's moved X amount of times for the company all over that province and just trying to keep his job. It was just, everybody was distraught, and I got into that feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, man, like this is horrible. That's a lot of people. It's right before Christmas, this, that, and the next thing. And what I want to speak about is this for all of us. All right. Watching the news, just being in the society we're in today, I think we can all admit that there is a bit of fear-based bias. And what I mean by that is we can look at our bank account and go, oh my God, I only have $25. I'm scared, which some of it is true fear because we need the food, clothing, and we need a shelter over our head. Having said that, in this exact same note, I finished that. My other man hit me up with a text saying, check this out. And it was Elon Musk, right, talking about how Tesla is very interested in taking over some of the GM plants down in the USA, maybe in Canada. I'm not sure on that 100%. But oddly, again, coming from that awareness standpoint, I was like, look at how the internal body, my internal system changed from that negative to just that one glimmering slice of hope. Now, we don't know what Tesla will do. We don't even know if he is interested or not. But we come from that scarcity point, and yet there are companies, I don't want to say the old building, the old system is crumbling, but there are new systems being built up that we can jump on. So if the old school is, ending, and we just think doom and gloom and, oh my God, how are we going to have all these people, on EI and not working, on unemployment insurance and, standing in food lines and all this and the next. But in the same breath, we forget, and we are not even told about all these new industries growing up that need workers. You know what I mean? So I thought it was very interesting, even for myself, a 10-year vet in the soda Zen game, being very aware of how contracted I felt watching these reviews, right? And how bad I felt for all these people. And it reminds me of the worker's mentality and also the entrepreneur's mentality, right? I have never had a job in so long, so I don't know what it is like to rely on a paycheck every 2 weeks. For people like me who have come up and done things on their own, we are forced to go out there and earn a paycheck. However you do that, that's up to you. I'm just saying it's a lot different than relying on something that comes in every 2 weeks and you're in comfort. Being in discomfort is almost, in a way, a whole nother level of thinking. You know, that entrepreneurial game it's just a different mind state. So although I was in that state while watching them devastated, we truly forget how the ingenuity of this mind, and when we simply step outside that box and think, hey, there is potential, there is a better future. Really, at the core of me changed within seconds. I was like, wow, look at this guy. Yeah, they are in the expansion. There are people buying. There are people doing this, that, and the next for the Tesla company. And imagine if you were somebody who just got laid off and you started hustling toward the other side and said, hey, these are my skill sets. How can we help? The sky would be the limit. And again, nothing's promised, nothing's written in stone. That goes for all of us. But I'm just saying it's a unique thing to think contraction or expansion. And I personally feel uplifted when I'm in an expanded state. So beautiful people, that is another thing that we do here at Ignite Your Purpose. We try and at that base form, take that responsibility for us internally, externally, and see what we can't do positively today to make tomorrow even better for ourselves. So on that note, I want to thank you to all the workers out there. My heart does go out to you. But let's do this. Let's not try and rely on somebody else. Let's see what we can do ourselves to make tomorrow better for us. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And Ignite Your Purpose will talk to you tomorrow. And we out.